I'm Liyana Hassanel, and this is Nightline, the top stories. 12 years on, latest search for missing flight MH370 still yields no clues. Also, the U.S. and Israel change war strategy, targets Iran's field depot. The headlining story. Sunday marked 12 years since Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 with 227 passengers and 12 crew on board disappeared while flying from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, China. The Transport Ministry's Air Accident Investigation Bureau, AAIB, said that to date search operations have yet to yield any findings that can confirm the location of the ill-fated aircraft.
Good night, Malaysia 370.
This was the last message received by air traffic control from MH370's cockpit at 1:09 a.m. on March 8, 2014, shortly after the plane took off from Kuala Lumpur International Airport. The disappearance of MH370 remains one of the greatest mysteries in modern aviation. It has caused enduring grief for the victims' families and sparked numerous theories and ongoing search efforts. In a statement, the AAIB said the latest seabed search operation conducted by Ocean Infinity last year concluded without any findings confirming the location of the aircraft wreckage. The first phase of the search took place from March 25th to 28th, followed by the second phase from December 31st to 23rd January this year. The operation, which lasted 28 days, covered more than 7,000 square kilometers of deep-sea seabed within the designated search zone. According to the AAIB, additional survey activities were carried out in a wider search area before the agreement with Ocean Infinity was formally signed. The government also remains committed to keeping the victims' families updated and will continue to share the latest information as appropriate. Meanwhile, the support group for the victims' families, VOICE370, has urged the Malaysian government to extend the MH370 search period under the principle of no find, no fee. They stressed that any request by Ocean Infinity to extend its contract should be considered promptly, without delay. The group also requested consideration be given to allowing other deep-sea exploration companies the same opportunity. VOICE370 also expressed appreciation to all parties who have contributed their expertise, time, and resources in the ongoing effort to resolve this mystery. In remembrance of the 239 passengers and crew of MH370, the group also reaffirmed the family's unwavering determination to uncover the truth. All parties are urged to appreciate the roles and contributions of women, ensuring they continue to be respected, empowered, and given equal opportunities. In a Facebook post in conjunction with International Women's Day on Sunday, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim described women as the heartbeat of families, pillars of society, and key drivers of national progress. On a personal note, Anwar expressed gratitude for the sacrifices of women in his own life. He paid tribute to his wife, Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Aziza Wan Ismail, and their children, acknowledging their constant support, patience, and strength throughout his journey. He highlighted that behind strong families and a prosperous society lies the dedication, resilience, and wisdom of women who tirelessly give their love for a better future. He added that this same strength is reflected in millions of women across the country: mothers, wives, daughters, educators, caregivers, and community leaders, quietly striving for the welfare of both family and nation. And in conjunction with the national-level International Women's Day celebration, the Women, Family and Community Development Ministry is introducing several new initiatives to support women. These include providing broader opportunities for women to gain knowledge and access assistance. Minister Datuk Seri Nancy Shukri announced that the celebration will be held on Tuesday at the Malaysia International Trade and Exhibition Centre, MITEC. With the theme Empowering Women, Strengthening the Nation, the event is expected to be officiated by the Prime Minister.
Memang ada sesuatu yang kami telah sediakan terutama sekali untuk membantu wanita dan memudahkan lagi, memberi peluang kepada wanita untuk mendapatkan ilmu, mendapatkan bantuan. I cannot say much lah, terpulanglah kepada Yang Berhormat nanti.
Nancy said this to reporters during the Shopping Raya program at Kuching Central, Sarawak on Sunday. She added that various activities have been planned, including recognitions for women icons, non-governmental organizations, and companies that prioritize women's empowerment. In a separate development, Nancy said her ministry is prepared to take intervention measures to assist 3 minors detained over alleged terrorism-related activities. She said the intervention measures could include counseling and psychosocial support. She, however, stressed that the ministry needs to first review the findings of the police investigation. According to Nancy, it is important to ensure that any intervention implemented is tailored to the needs and background of the minors involved.
We have to know actually apa yang menjadi kerisauan di situ, sebab kita juga nak melihat orang yang, kalau kita nak hantar kaunselor, memang kaunselor yang mahirlah dalam bidang yang berkaitan dengan kesalahan yang dikatakan itu, yang di allege untuk kepada mereka.
Nancy noted that since the individuals are under 18, all investigations and legal processes fall under the Child Act. Therefore, the ministry will ensure that established procedures are adhered to in order to safeguard the welfare of the minors during the investigation and legal proceedings. On February 14th and 15th, 6 people were detained for suspected involvement in extremist activities, 3 of whom were minors. Inspector General of Police Datuk Seri Muhammad Khalid Ismail revealed that the group had allegedly planned to attack security and government sites. As Hari Raya Aidilfitri approaches, assistance continues to reach those in need in the federal capital. Around 2,800 residents in Kampung Baru received contributions through a festive and program organized by the Titiwangsa Member of Parliament's office on Sunday. The initiative reflects the office's continued efforts to support the community ahead of the festive season. The program was held at 8 a.m. at the Kampung Baru Jami' Mosque Hall. The contributions, which included cash assistance and festive cookies, were presented by Titiwangsa MP Datuk Sri Johari Abdul Ghani. For many recipients, the contributions will help ease their financial burden and add joy to their Hari Raya Aidilfitri preparations.
Saya mengucapkan terima kasih kepada Datuk Jo kerana banyak membantu pada penduduk-penduduk kawasan Titiwangsa, khususnya Kampung Baru, yang mana dia selalu buat program dekat Masjid Kampung Baru ni, macam-macam ada dia bagi. Masuk duit raya.
Bolehlah kita beli baju raya ke, baju anak ke kan. Gembiralah sebab setiap tahun Datuk Jo memang membantu kita kan. Sebab bagi barang keperluan, bagi barang macam makanan macam tu kan.
Memang kita dah plan dah. Isteri saya dah minta setengah dah. Kata nak dapat daripada nak dapat daripada Datuk Jo. Isteri kata 50 dia punya dah. Jadi memang plan nak cari kuih raya lah ni.
Mak saya pertama kali lah datang untuk ambil ni kan, sebab ialah kami menghargailah apa yang sumbangan Aidilfitri yang diberikan oleh Datuk Jo ni. Terima kasih banyak. Kan dengan sumbangan ini bolehlah isi rumah kami berbelanja untuk sambutan Hari Raya.
An express bus traveling from Kuala Lumpur to Johor Bahru overturned by the roadside at Kampung Sepakat Baru, Batu Sebelas, after the Skudai Toll Plaza exit in Johor on Sunday night. The incident, which occurred at about 8:20 p.m., is believed to have happened after the bus lost control before veering off and overturning on the road shoulder. Johor Fire and Rescue Department Operations Center said the accident involved 10 people, including the bus driver. A team from the Skudai Fire and Rescue Station was dispatched to the scene and arrived about 9 minutes after the emergency call was received. Firefighters used the special equipment to free 2 passengers pinned inside the bus, while another trapped victim was rescued by members of the public before their arrival. 4 of the victims sustained only minor injuries. All victims were given initial treatment at the scene before being sent to hospital. The Sultan of Selangor, Sultan Sharafuddin Idris Shah, officiated the flag-raising ceremony of the state flag, marking the completion of the 120-meter Selangor state flagpole in Shah Alam on Sunday. The structure located at Dataran Selangor has been recognized by the Malaysia Book of Records as the tallest flagpole in Southeast Asia. Aside from its impressive height, the tapered steel flagpole has a base diameter of 2.8 meters, narrowing to 1.2 meters at the top. The Selangor state flag flown on the pole, measuring 15 by 30 meters and weighing around 50 kilograms, was specially designed to withstand strong winds and harsh weather conditions. Sultan Sharafuddin said the flagpole was another symbol of pride for the state and would become the latest landmark in the city of Shah Alam.
Ketika mengilhamkan pembinaannya, kita amat berharap agar tiang bendera ini akan menjadi lambang perpaduan unity rakyat negeri Selangor, sekaligus menyemarakkan rasa hormat kepada bendera dan semangat cintakan negeri ini.
The ruler also decreed that the Jalur Gemilang will be flown at the top of the flagpole for 10 days each year during the National Day celebration. The project, located at Club Shah Alam in Section 13, began in September 2024 and was completed ahead of schedule. It was implemented with a state government allocation of 8.5 million ringgit. Festive seasons in Malaysia are often marked with celebration, generosity, and increased spending. However, with concerns about overconsumption on the rise, questions are being raised about whether Malaysians are spending beyond their means. Nightline's Nurin Razmin reports.
Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim recently urged Malaysians to avoid wasteful spending, warning that escalating tensions in the Middle East could have wider economic consequences. He cautioned that if the situation persists, it could eventually push up the cost of imports and add pressure to the economy. Yet, even without global shocks, consumer spending in Malaysia remains robust. Household consumption accounted for about 60% of Malaysia's gross domestic product last year, making it one of the country's key economic drivers. In fact, Malaysians spent more than 258 billion ringgit in the first quarter of 2025 alone. This strong household spending is especially evident during festive seasons, which are a vital period for businesses from small food stalls to fashion retailers, as spending on food, gifts, and celebrations fuel both business revenue and the wider economy. However, consumer groups warn that festive promotions, aggressive sale campaigns, and easy access to credit can sometimes encourage people to spend more than they intended, highlighting the need for mindful and frugal spending.
Especially now with with the availability of credit cards and the buy now pay later facilities and so on. What consumers need to understand now, due to global uncertainties, due to geopolitical tensions, definitely we can see it could push prices and cost of living higher in the coming months.
Among consumers, opinions on spending are mixed, particularly during festive seasons. Some say rising costs are forcing them to be more cautious with their budgets, while others view shopping as a form of self-reward, even as they make an effort to spend within their means.
I think it depends on the people lah. But for me, I would limit my budget for the Hari Raya, and probably at this occasion lah. Because now everything's so expensive, so we have to save money for our hard situation.
For me lah kan, kalau raya ni kita prefer nak berjimat tu tak sangat, because of ini kan self reward kita. Why not kalau kita beli je apa-apa yang kita nak, but if kalau kita rasa macam budget kita low, maybe kita try lah simpan lah.
With a year of festivities ahead, spending is unavoidable. But amid rising global uncertainties, Malaysians are reminded to stay balanced. embracing these celebrations while also staying prudent. Nurin Razmin, TV3.
Actress has been probed over fake Datuk title scam. This and more after this breather.
Istimewa Ramadan ini, saksikan keluarga selebriti pilihan anda menyediakan pelbagai juadah berbuka hanya di Jom Berbuka dengan Mi Sedap setiap Sabtu 7.30 malam di TV3.
Hai semua, jom sediakan Mi Sedap. Ia dirumus menggunakan tepung dari Australia dan Kanada dan dengan bawang goreng rangup kriuk-kriuk untuk rasa lebih asli. Mi Sedap goreng, kenyal, sedap, betul-betul rasa asli. Dapatkan semua Mi Sedap sekarang.
Saya menjalankan servis perkhidmatan peneman ibu, ayah ataupun warga emas ke hospital. Tanggungjawab mak ayah kan anak-anak. Tapi kena ingat satu perkara. Tak semua orang ada kelapangan masa. Kuih koci ni jarang-jaranglah orang nak buat lagi. Memang kegemaran rakyat Malaysia. Dia orang memang suka makan. Termasuk mak ayah kita, nenek kita memang suka makan kuih koci.
Pekerja asing langgar syarat permit diserbu.
Keluar! Keluar! Kau nak aku tarik ke kau nak keluar?
Kontena dan saluran ventilasi jadi tempat persembunyian. Saksikan 999 Selasa jam 9 malam di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Dia macam main elastik ni, kita nak gayakan macam mana kita elastik. Bila kita tenang, okey kita boleh in target lah.
Memang seronok lah. Masa kecil-kecil, tak ada permainan lain dah. Melainkan biji getah.
Ni lah, kecubung jeli original.
Batu kecubung jeli ni terkenal sampai ke luar negara dah.
Satu hari, kita rakyat akan dapat dalam 7,000 biji.
Muzik ialah jiwa dia.
Impian saya boleh rekod, orang ramai boleh dengar.
Welcome back. Police are hunting for two men believed to be cable thieves after the four-wheel drive vehicle they were in crashed into a house in Baling, Kedah while fleeing from authorities. The incident followed a tip-off received by authorities about suspected cable theft activity in Kampung Star Kecil in Gerik, Perak at about 9:25 p.m. The crash occurred at around 12:30 a.m. in Kampung Parit Panjang, Baling, after a high-speed chase that began in Gerik. District Police Chief Superintendent Abdul Samad Othman said that during the pursuit, one of the suspects threw objects, including cutting tools, nails and cables, at police vehicles in an attempt to escape. The vehicle eventually lost control and crashed into a house, after which the two suspects fled into a nearby forest. Police recovered 20 rolls of telecommunications cable and several tools believed to have been used in the theft. The house occupants, a 76-year-old woman and her 34-year-old daughter, were unhurt, and police said the vehicle used in the crime was a rental. The case is being investigated under the Penal Code for theft and obstructing police duties. In a separate case over in Terengganu, two men have been arrested for allegedly stealing cables in Kampung Tepus, Jerangau. Dungun District Police Chief Superintendent Maizura Abdul Qadir said a 28-year-old suspect was first arrested at a low-cost housing area in Bukit Besi at 1:20 p.m. A second suspect, aged 33, was later detained at Ladang TDM Gajah Mati in Bandar Al-Muqtafi Bilashah at about 2:30 p.m. Checks revealed the suspects have prior drug-related records and tested positive for shabu. Investigations found about 15 meters of cable had been dug up and removed from the site, with the copper wire inside used for telephone and internet connections. Police also seized several items, including a cutter and pieces of cable sheath believed to have been removed from the cables. The case is being investigated under the Penal Code for theft. In Negeri Sembilan, an actress and her husband who were previously detained over a land sale fraud case are now under investigation for a separate scam involving fake state honours. Seremban District Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Azhar Abdul Rahim said the police received a report on December 18th last year regarding the alleged fraud, which caused losses of around 23,000 ringgit. The victim, a retired government officer, was allegedly approached by the male suspect, who offered to arrange for the victim to receive a non-existent Terengganu state honour carrying the title Dato'. The victim is believed to have made 6 payments between January and November 2025, totaling 23,120 ringgit as part of the purported processing fees. Both suspects are being investigated under the Penal Code for cheating. The couple was previously remanded to assist in investigations into another fraud case in which a different victim lost 1.5 million ringgit over the sale of a non-existent land lot. They were arrested last Wednesday at a Tahfiz school in Hulu Langat, Selangor, where they were believed to have been hiding. Over in Perlis, authorities have seized nearly 16,500 e-cigarette devices worth more than 500,000 ringgit in an operation at the Fisheries Development Board LKIM jetty in Kuala Sanglang on Saturday. The Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency MMEA said the seizure followed the interception of a lorry at about 1:15 a.m. based on intelligence from several maritime zones. Checks found the vehicle, driven by a man with 2 local workers aged between 19 and 47, was carrying 56 boxes containing the vape devices. The items are believed to have been destined for smuggling to a neighboring country using a fiberglass boat waiting at the river mouth. 2 other men believed to be Thai nationals who were in the boat managed to escape. The local suspects are believed to have been paid 30 ringgit for each box of vapes delivered. The total value of the seized goods, including the lorry, is estimated at more than 500,000 ringgit. The 3 suspects have since been released on bail, while investigations are ongoing under the Customs Act. 33 injured in nightclub explosion. The details when Nightline returns.
Unlocking the future of business.
From industry evolutions to policy changes, we go beyond the headlines.
Deep insights, sharp analysis.
Understanding the forces driving tomorrow's economy.
Key financial insights that drive decisions.
This is Money Matters, every Saturday, 5 p.m.
Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
Bukber ikut cara Gen Z. Juan Ji jadi. Let's go. Vibe happening. Oh, Mami.
Inilah rutin tiap-tiap hari.
Kalau lambat nanti Mami tak nak pergi kah?
Semangatlah.
Adik. Konten, menu, wajib estetik. Jom berbuka.
Dia suka tahu bersilang-silang aku. Untuk mini bila rebus tu memang kena 3 minit. Dah siap dah.
Of course, kena slay. Anak mama masak apa tu?
Belajar sabar sikit belum puasa ni.
Memang orang dapur orang tu.
Mana puasa?
Kali, yang tu masuk dalam ni.
Oh.
Mami, oi, Mami.
Perangai gila-gila. Resepi serasi.
Sabar ni kerja saya, kita jatuh tadi, tapi terlepas. Dah siap. Sirap bandung gula berlaku.
Siap dah.
Senang kan?
Senang ah.
Juan Ji kenyang. Sama-sama Ramadan, sama-sama berkat di TV3.
Bertemu sekali lagi pastinya dalam Sembang Sahur. Sembang Sahur, Sembang Sahur. Sembang Sahur kembali bersama dengan anda.
Dia dah waras sikit. Tapi biar makan sekadar yang perlu saja, jangan lebih-lebih lah.
Bersama saya Syekh Naim dalam segmen Jom Masak.
Ya, akhirnya terlaksana.
Kita kat luar sana nak baca Al-Quran berkira-kira. Tapi kat dalam ni baca Quran tidak terkira.
Teruskan bersama dengan kami di Sembang Sahur setiap Rabu dan Khamis jam 11 malam di TV3.
Dan juga stream melalui Tonton.
The West Asia war now. Thick choking black smoke hangs over Tehran after strikes on oil storage facilities lit up the night sky with plumes of orange flames. Iran's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Esmail Baghi said the large-scale attack marked a dangerous new phase of the conflict and amounted to a war crime. He also stressed that by targeting fuel depots, the aggressors are releasing hazardous materials and toxic substances into the air, poisoning civilians, devastating the environment, and endangering lives on a massive scale. Heavy explosions also have been heard in several parts of Tehran. The attacks came as senior leaders signaled that Iran's government may soon announce a new leader to replace Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Mohammad Mehdi Mibragheri, a top figure in the 88-member Assembly of Experts, which will appoint the new supreme leader, said the leader has been chosen, and the Secretariat of the Assembly of Experts will soon announce the result. Earlier late on Saturday, Israeli airstrikes hit Iran's oil facilities for the first time since the war started, killing at least 6 people and injuring 21 others. Among those killed were 4 tanker drivers. The strikes sparked large fires as they hit 4 oil storage facilities and an oil production transfer center in Tehran and the province of Al-Borz. Israel said it struck a number of fuel storage facilities in Tehran that were used to operate military infrastructure. In the meantime, Gulf nations reported on Sunday missiles and drone attacks, while Iran vowed to press on with strikes against neighboring countries. Qatar's defense ministry said that the country was targeted a day earlier by 10 ballistic missiles and 2 cruise missiles fired from Iran, but most of them were intercepted and caused no casualties. Saudi Arabia's defense ministry, meanwhile, said it had intercepted and destroyed 15 drones that entered the kingdom's airspace, including 6 east of the capital Riyadh, while the United Arab Emirates air defenses said they are responding to incoming missile and drone threats from Iran. Kuwait's military also said Sunday that it had responded to a wave of hostile drones that penetrated the country's airspace. Fuel tanks at Kuwait's international airport were also targeted in a drone attack. The attacks came despite Iran's president apologizing to Gulf countries for earlier strikes. Meanwhile, China on Sunday condemned the war and urged the U.S. to iron out its differences with Beijing. Foreign Minister Wang Yi stressed that the war should never have happened.
二是不得滥用武力，拳头硬不等于道理硬。世界不能退回丛林法则，动辄使用武力并不能证明自己的强大。民众不能成为战争的无辜牺牲品。
Beijing has previously blasted U.S. and Israeli military actions in Iran, with which it has diplomatic and trade ties, and condemned in particular the killing of the country's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. In Peru, about 33 people, including 3 minors, were injured after an explosion ripped through a nightclub in Trujillo on Saturday. At least 5 victims were reported to be in critical condition. Authorities said some victims have suffered shrapnel wounds and were undergoing amputation procedures and surgery. The circumstances of the blast are still being investigated, but the bombing took place in a region that has been hit by an uptick in organized crime, a source of growing concern in Peru. Local media noted that the venue was targeted in a tear gas bomb attack weeks ago during Valentine's Day celebrations. And that concludes Nightline this time around. Muslims around the world continue to celebrate the blessings of fasting in their own unique ways. And in Tanzania, the joy of Ramadan is reflected through large communal iftar gatherings attended by thousands. Here's a glimpse of the beautiful iftar atmosphere there. With that, I'm Liyana Hassanel. Thank you for watching, and be well, Malaysia.